So you're doing all the right things. You're meditating, exercising, maybe even taking supplements or medication, but you're still feeling anxious and you have no idea why. It feels like nothing is working. What if I told you the missing piece could be what you're eating? The link between nutrition and mental health is so strong that we now have an entire field of science dedicated to it, nutritional psychiatry. And yet, most people don't even realize that their daily food choices could be fueling their anxiety instead of fixing it. Hi there, I'm Jess. I'm a holistic nutritionist specializing in anxiety, and in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 foods that could be making your anxiety worse every single day. So if you're ready to stop feeling stuck and start supporting your nervous system naturally, keep watching. When we think about anxiety, we tend to think about our head instead of our stomachs, but the truth is your gut and your brain are directly connected. This means what you eat has a massive impact on your mood, stress levels, and overall mental health. So with that in mind, let's dive into the 5 foods that could be making your anxiety worse and what to eat instead. Number 1 is caffeine. So caffeine can be really a double-edged sword. While it gives you an energy boost, it also spikes your cortisol, which is your body's stress hormone. For some, this means feeling jittery, restless, or even experiencing heart palpitations, which mimic symptoms of anxiety, which is not a great way to start your day. Plus, on average, caffeine also has a half-life of about 5 hours, which means that afternoon cup of coffee could still be in your system at bedtime, disrupting your sleep and making you more prone to anxiety the next day. A better option is a morning routine that starts with water and then something like a matcha or a green tea, which has less caffeine and also has L-theanine, which is an amino acid that helps us stay calm and focused. Or you could have a herbal adaptogenic tea that promotes calmness instead of jitteriness. If you need to have your coffee in the morning, be sure to stick to organic, as the molds and pesticides in non-organic coffee can make your anxiety worse. And be sure to pair it with a protein-rich meal to avoid those blood sugar crashes later in the day. Now, caffeine might seem like a really obvious trigger to most of us, but the next food on the list is something that most people don't even think twice about when it comes to managing their anxiety levels. I'm talking about ultra-processed foods. So most of us know that processed foods aren't good for us, but let's talk about why they're actually bad for our mental health. Ultra-processed foods are loaded with artificial ingredients, preservatives, and unhealthy fats that disrupt your gut health. And since your gut and your brain are directly connected through the gut-brain axis, eating these foods can lead to inflammation, imbalanced neurotransmitters, and, you guessed it, heightened anxiety. So studies show that people who eat a diet high in ultra-processed foods are more likely to struggle with mood disorders. So for a better option, I never tell my clients that they can never have things again. We can still have foods that aren't great for us, but we just need to find a better balance. So while everyone's balance might be different depending on your current health, your goals, etc., everyone can benefit from eating more whole, nutrient-dense foods like vegetables, healthy fats, and quality protein sources. The fewer ingredients on the label, the better. So if you're just starting out, a great way to track is to just try and make 80% of your diet whole and minimally processed foods. And if you want a really simple way to boost your serotonin naturally and map out your stress triggers, grab my free guide. It walks you through stress mapping, serotonin boosting foods, and a breathwork exercise that you can do today. The link is below. So if you've ever felt like your mood crashes out of nowhere, the next food might be the reason. We're talking about refined sugars. You know that sugar rush that makes you feel amazing until it doesn't? That's because refined sugars cause blood sugar spikes, followed by a crash that leaves you feeling shaky, irritable, and anxious. Blood sugar instability triggers stress hormones, making you feel on edge even when there's nothing really wrong. So better options are natural sources of sweetness like fruit, raw honey, or dates. These are great options for calming your sweet tooth, but they also have fiber and micronutrients that slow the blood sugar spike and crash. And always pair refined carbs with protein, fiber, and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar balanced. So if you've been avoiding sugar but still rely on sugar substitutes, this next one might surprise you. Here we're talking about artificial sweeteners. So artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose might seem like a healthy alternative to sugar, but they can actually interfere with neurotransmitter function and gut health, both of which are crucial for anxiety regulation. Some studies even show that they may lower serotonin levels, which is one of your brain's key feel-good chemicals. People who have anxiety tend to have low serotonin levels, so boosting it is one of the key ways to relieve anxiety symptoms. So a better option here are natural alternatives like monk fruit, stevia, or coconut sugar in moderation. While sugar and artificial sweeteners might be sneaky contributors to anxiety, this last one is something that people actually use to try and relax, but most likely it is doing the opposite. Yes, I'm talking about booze. Lots of people reach for a drink to unwind in the evening, but alcohol actually disrupts your brain's natural ability to regulate anxiety. It interferes with GABA, an important neurotransmitter that promotes calmness, leading to an anxiety rebound the next day, aka anxiety. Plus, alcohol is processed as a toxin in your body, and it increases inflammation and stress. So for a better option, choose an alcohol-free mocktail made with maybe an adaptogenic herb. They can be really tasting and calming. Kombucha is a great alternative, or just some sparkling water with fresh citrus and herbs can be a really helpful substitute if you're trying to break that habit of reaching for a nightly glass of wine. So to recap, the 5 foods that could be making your anxiety worse are: Number 1, caffeine causes cortisol spikes and can mimic anxiety symptoms. Number 2, ultra-processed foods. They can disrupt your gut health and trigger inflammation. Number 3, refined sugars. They cause blood sugar crashes, leading to mood swings and anxiety. Number 4, artificial sweeteners. They interfere with neurotransmitter imbalance and lower serotonin. And number 5, alcohol, which disrupts your brain function and leads to anxiety rebounds. So by starting to swap some of these foods for healthier alternatives, you can start to create a more balanced, calm, and resilient nervous system. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. Just by swapping out a few of these every week is a really great start to helping your nervous system feel more calm. And if you're tired of guessing what works and you want a step-by-step approach to managing your anxiety naturally, I would love to help. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions where we work together to identify your triggers, create a nutrition plan that works for you, do some mindset work to help you overcome what's blocking you, and build sustainable habits to reduce anxiety naturally. The link to book a session is below. Finally, your diet plays a massive role in how you feel. So by making small shifts like swapping out these 5 anxiety-triggering foods for healthier alternatives, you can start feeling calmer, more in control, and better overall. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed, going through your day without that constant feeling of unease, and actually being able to relax at night. That's what these small changes can help you achieve. So let me know, which one are you thinking of cutting out first? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for sticking with me till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.